you
Dick,
a bad,
dude.
I thought he called you a bad word for no reason.
Oh, there we go.
Clicks.
Click,
Chick.
click, boom.
Anyway,
What's happening?
hi, Internet. This is
Hi,
D&D.
everybody.
What happened last time? Oh, we can't hear you, Barnabas. You're muted. I bet that was fantastic, though.
It was just hi, Dr. Nick, following hi, everybody.
Hi,
usual.
everybody.
I only had 109 lines of notes from last session.
Ooh.
It's like 10 less than last time.
Pick one line.
All right, I'm going to go on mute, Alex, so you can give us a recap.
I have dinner, so you guys can do it.
All right, I'll give it a shot this week.
Pick one line? Why am I picking one line?
I was just to say pick one line and give it to us, and then let everybody else fill in the rest of the details.
Brogan
see
has
it.
a mangled leg. He heard the conversation from before because the tents are close. That's it.
Not a terrible line to pick.
Brogan.
So we started out,
Brogan.
we did watches, we spent the night, we knew that there were 4 tents and 3 stalls set up. The
Correct.
watches seemed to go relatively smoothly. We figured out the desert, very flat, seems to go on forever. No sound coming from the desert side. Hot in the day, cool in the night, typical desert stuff. Sand is moderately difficult to walk through. No moisture, no nutrition, some insects. Seems like pretty typical wasteland desert.
Pretty normal desert stuff.
Yeah. So there was the elderly dwarven woman, Grunhilda. Was that it?
That was not the
Oh.
elderly woman, no.
She was the
That's-
apothecary lady, I believe,
Yes.
right?
Correct. The alchemist was Grunhilda.
Yes. What on earth was her name? It's not Brogan. It's not Grunhilda. Varen.
Varen. There you go.
So Varen was the elderly woman, clearly many years in the desert. She was the one that we eventually figured out had alchemite, and Jack spent a while talking with her.
You did.
Revenant Tizal went and met with Grunhilda.
Yes.
We figured out that Brogan, the dark-haired fellow, works with clothes. He's cranky after his accident. We eventually did buy some clothes from them. Now, as Alex said, his leg is all messed up.
In my mind, he's Dwarven Joe Rogan or Dorn Joe Rogan.
There was a joke made about Joe Rogan and Brogan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Couldn't remember if we got there.
I love it. So Brogan eats a lot of elk, apparently, and is big into functional training and jiu-jitsu.
Maybe not the jujitsu part, but I could see him eating elk and being into functional training. Yeah.
How much MDMA does he do?
I was
None.
just going to say, experiments heavily with hallucinogens.
Yeah. Say Elon Musk does hang out in his tent every once in a while, but that's about where the similarities end.
He's big into microdosing.
Yeah.
Are these electric sandworms in the desert?
You'll find out.
Okay, all right, I'll stop. I'm going back on mute.
Oh man, we did figure out that very few peak dwarven travel into the desert. They stick to the peaks.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So Varen definitely looks like she has been in the desert for many years. She's traveled all over. She's went around the edge of the desert, but never crossed through the middle of it. So she can't tell us much about that. Yeah. Then Revan and I went and talked to Grunhilda. She has some potions, fighting tincture, a lotion to ward off the heat, a day's worth of surviving the heat potion, essentially. Yeah, they're kind of in mason jar size things. One's in a palm frond. I have here lots of figuring and bargaining. So some interesting RPing, trying to figure out how we're going to go after this. Wander ended up trading a few clippings for her entire inventory, plus a Wander-sized sun hat.
Mm-hmm. And a backpack to carry it in, also made of palm fronds.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't give you an item card for that, but
Oh yeah, I can.
I figured you'd remember.
I think I can figure out backpack.
Luca, are you using marinara from a jar?
Nope, salsa.
Or is that salsa? Oh, it's salsa. Oh, man. I was about to say, like, dude.
Worst Italian.
Yeah.
A great ancestor would have came in like a wrecking ball through my window had that.
Yeah. Okay.
Deep fake. It's actually marinara in a salsa jar.
Yeah, I knew he'd be on camera.
Oh, silly. The fact I'm not drinking directly from it proves that as being false.
Excellent point.
Anyway, sorry, back to your description, Wander.
Yeah, so we did all of that. So Wander got the stuff from the apothecary. I forget who went and ended up getting the clothes. Was that okay? That was Tizal and Council.
Tizal and Council. Tizal had initial discussions about the tunics and potentially getting tunics, and then Council came back with him, and they wound up instead getting more pelts instead of tunics for about 20 gallons of ale, which is about, I guess, the flask can hold 10 additional, so we bartered him low.
And so Brogan ended up with a 20-gallon Capri Sun in his tent, full of hooch, apparently.
Yep. Filled up his sleeping bag.
His watertight sleeping bag?
A giant
So
alcoholic
gross.
testicle.
Oh no. Just hanging from the ceiling like a punching bag.
Oh,
Oh,
He's definitely sleeping in there. He's going to have a good night.
he's just hooked it up like a gerbil or a hamster or guinea pig, whatever. So it's got a hose at the bottom. He just goes.
Yep.
I was picturing Last Man on Earth where he's sitting in the kiddie pool full of margaritas. If you guys watch that show, it's so great. And he's drinking it while he's in the kiddie pool. It's just gross.
Oh,
it's alcohol, though. Alcohol kills everything.
Sanitizes everything.
that doesn't. I'm not going to get into the implications of that.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you though, Spencer.
So we did the trade with the alchemist and the clothier, and then Jack did the conversation in exchange. What'd you get? One piece of
I
alchemite?
traded my red alchemite for white alchemite.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So then we filled our water skins. Revan, shocker, has another vision when he touches the water. It says, "Please, I grow even more tired. I cannot do this alone. They need us. You must come to me, Revan. Time grows short. I will explain." So we talked for a little while. Ended up, Revan used his compass. I think asking a mildly breaking question. His desire was the next best step to help, and it continued pointing west. And you're like, yes.
Yeah, there was, after the vision, a moral dilemma of, well, do we turn around and go try and save his patron, because it sounds like it might be in dire straits, or do we continue? And the question was, how do we best help the patron? Or like, yeah, what's the next best way to get to the patron, whatever. And it continued to point west.
Yeah. So we did that.
Dodged a bullet there.
Wouldn't it have been great if you'd gone all the way through Touchstone just have to turn around?
Fight our way through Touchstone somehow. Just TPK.
I mean, you could have tried to sneak or any other number of things that didn't
Have you
involve
met our
fighting.
party?
I'm just asking you guys to try new things.
Let's see, how many times can I cast Spider Climb?
Yeah.
Just climb up. That'd be amazing.
I thought
Up and
about it.
around the dome. Oh,
We just straight up try and sneak through again, and the Dwarven King is like, Felix? Really? Really?
didn't I just help you out?
Uh-oh.
Did I do that?
So Revan talked about ships that travel on the waves or the air.
Yeah, Revan kind of pulled that out of his butt.
Mm-hmm.
Did, and that's why I said it was stories. I didn't want to break the campaign or like So that's why I was like feeling it out to see where the DM let it go or not. I was like, we've heard stories because pirates, of course, would tell all sorts of stories.
Airship, airship.
Yeah.
Well, no,
There-
wasn't
there's-
it that they traveled on sand, not air? Right? Is what I said. I don't remember actually.
Be like Avatar, have the
I think you kind of like
sailboat.
mixed them both. Yeah.
Maybe.
Just
Yeah.
kind of like, hey, we've heard of ships that do things other than go on water. Like, yes, here is your, Toyota Tacoma.
That would be great.
It's like the Ford commercials with
Exact-
Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
I love it. So then we strike out into the desert.
Mhm.
Gentle wind, typical desert animals. We start to see larger animals as we progress. Nothing but sand. We see 2 lumps in the sand ahead of us after about 7 hours of walking.
Yep.
And so I use my or I think someone asked me to use my scrimshaw. So I did that. Yeah, council asked me to use my scrimshaw, so I did that. And I see 6 figures. They're holding some kind of box. Then 2 of the figures drop, and the 4 other disappear, implying that the 2 mounds we see are the ones who dropped by the box. And there's
Correct.
bone and golden armor sticking out of the mound. Dun dun dun.
And did it, if I remember correctly, the armor resemble that of the guards at Touchstone? Or am I misremembering? Because I thought somebody asked.
I don't think we got that far.
We didn't approach.
It was gold.
Yeah,
That's
you,
all. We knew
were,
it
you
was
were
gold.
working your way up to the mounds when we stopped.
Okay, so we don't know if it resembled that armor or not. Okay.
Yeah, we're not quite there. Luckily, that's where we'll start the session, and I won't do a time skip or something. And you guys never found out what they were.
No.
Session 21 is entitled The Forgotten Dead. Prepare to turn down your volumes if you have to. Why did that not work? Hold on just a minute. Sorry for technical problems.
This title and where we are is making me think. It's making me think
The Grateful
scary
Dead.
thoughts.
No.
No.
Oh, wait, where's Spotify? Why is it not in the server anymore?
It is. It's offline.
I don't see it.
There's a different bot.
Yeah,
I see. Spotify.
not called Spotify. Yeah, do you see IoT or whatever?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know what
roll
that's from.
Spotify. Okay, well,
Did it change its name?
I think it did. Which also the commands are now broken. So you guys are in front of the 2 mounds. You slowly work your way towards them. And yes, you can see some bone and some kind of glints of gold peeking out through the sand.
As we approach, or are we assuming we're walking towards them?
Yes,
We were, weren't we?
you were. Yes,
Yeah.
you
I got
were
it.
walking towards them. You were almost up to them.
I sent my
Do I-
homunculus over to investigate first.
Oh, okay. I'll wait to ask my question then.
You sent over your homunculus, and that was actually what was clearing away some of the sand that allowed you to see the bone and the gold sticking out. Because otherwise, without that, you couldn't see that there was anything under the mounds. It was just 2 smaller mounds of sand.
We
As
saw.
we approach,
we all saw the armor, right? We can tell it's armor.
Give me a perception check. Well, are you guys just going to walk up to it, or are you're keeping your distance?
Natural 1.
Revan's hanging back a little, but if I can attempt a perception check, I will.
Okay. Yeah. So from where you are, not really able to tell what the gold is. You can see that there is gold, but not what it
Felix's
is.
homunculus has just gone out towards it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Consul's gonna kind of put a hand in the sand
Okay.
while holding his crossbow just to see if he can feel any vibrations. He's very wary of worms.
Gotcha.
He's gonna let the homunculus do the searchy stuff.
Okay.
Revan's got a hand on his pistol.
Okay. Give me just another perception check then, Council.
16.
16? You don't feel anything.
Just gonna keep letting the homunculus uncover a little bit more of it.
Okay. As you guys kind of sit back in the evening air of the desert, the homunculus works away tirelessly. You can see that eventually it does uncover what looks like the head of a humanoid. And the gold that you can see sticking out was, in fact, a golden helmet. And to answer your question, Revan, from earlier, it does look very similar to that which you saw the guards wearing in Touchstone.
As it uncovered it, you said there's a head. Is it just like the helmet, or is there a literal head inside of it?
That is the bone that was inside of it, is a skull.
There's a skull in it. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, and you can see that the homunculus is still digging away. So as it continues to go, you get the impression that there is more than just a head in the desert, that there is a body attached with it.
Do they look parallel?
They're pretty close to parallel. They're very close to each other, at least.
So it's safe to assume that they didn't die fighting and then fell over. They probably something happened and then they were left lying there side by side.
Make me an investigation check.
Okay, no, wasn't sure how
Yeah,
unnatural it looked.
sure.
And once we see a body, Tizal's probably going to start investigating to see if there's anyone around,
Okay,
anything he can see.
sure. Yeah, make me a perception check. You can fly up in the air to look, or just
Probably get a better vantage point, fly up.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
My investigation is poodoo, so I got a 12.
12.
Mm,
I mean, these bodies weren't prepared. They're not
right.
lying in a ritualistic manner. It looks like they were in mid motion basically and collapsed.
Oh, okay.
Kind of similar to Barnabas's or Wander's scrimshaw.
Yeah.
We can probably assume that it might be referring to this.
23 per perception.
Looking around, you don't see anything. Looking off to the west, you can start to see from where you are, there are more and more dunes. It's not just up to this point where you have been walking, it's been steadily uphill, but rather flat sand. Looking off to the west, though, you can start to see more hills of sand forming.
Are these hills or dunes a ways off? Are there any that are within a couple or few hundred feet of us, or are they further off?
Further off.
Okay.
You also don't see that. The only way that he was able to see it was by flying up into the sky.
Okay,
he would
right.
he would come back down and tell
But
everyone
yeah.
that after
Yeah,
after he saw that there's no threat in the area. Immediately after seeing two bodies, he would come back down and tell everyone what he saw, westbound.
Where you are, you can't even see the mountains that you had left at this point. You were just out in the middle of desert.
Felix is gonna slowly approach the bodies.
Okay. Go ahead. Are you trying to investigate anything, or you just want to get closer to be able to see what they are?
I'm just getting closer to being cautious, but also walking up with the intention to start brushing off some of the sand and uncovering more.
Sure. You approach the bodies. Obviously having the most experience with the people of Touchstone, you recognize immediately, yeah, these are Dwarn skeletons that are here. There's no like meat left on the bones or anything, so they've obviously been here a while, or at least they've been sandblasted by the desert winds here. The gold armor is very rough. Like it looks like, again, it's been sandblasted a little bit. But they are just kind of sprawled out underneath this desert sands. And uncovering both of them, yeah, you see that there are two. One for each of the little mounds.
I'll just kind of wave in everyone else.
Okay.
Revan gets a little closer, but he's going to draw his pistol and just be alert. Just kind of hanging back slightly, but...
Okay. Make me a perception check, Revan. Make it with advantage.
Ooh.
2.
Yeah, 22.
22. So you notice, again, because you're very familiar with your pistol. When you pull it out, again, it looks differently than it did. It's also a little smaller than how you remember it being. It's I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable for your hand. You're still able to hold it, right? But it's the difference between like a modern pistol, like what you think of when you think of a pistol, versus like a revolver.
Are the tentacles still gone, or did it not crackle or a bit when he pulled it out, like with the energy that flows?
No, it didn't. It appeared to your hand when you reached for it, but that was it. No tentacles, no nothing.
That tracks with the previous vision.
I'm going to share that with the group.
Okay.
Still not getting right up in the midst of them by these bodies, being a bit more alert, but calling attention essentially to his weapons, just pointing them out.
Okay. Perfect.
If your patron is growing weaker, it would make sense that your weapons are as well.
It worries me if we get into a situation that I may not be able to help.
Indeed. Hopefully it is that is the case and not the desert is draining our magic somehow.
It's still a gun though, right?
Revan points it up into the air and fires it.
Nothing happens. Well, hold on. When you say you fire it, like you pull the trigger and imagine like you're shooting just like a gun?
No,
or are you shooting like an Eldritch Blast?
He tries to do his Eldritch Blast.
Okay, yeah, you fire an Eldritch Blast off into the sky.
Oh. Well, although it's different in appearance, at least some of the power still seems to be there.
That's all we need from it right now.
Aye. Does the sword look the same? Like kind of glancing down at the sword hilt? Are the tentacles and kind of, embellishments on it there? Or are they gone?
No, this is reverted back to the sword that you got for free on the prison ship from Captain Reichert.
Just a plain old cutlass.
Just a plain cutlass.
Okay.
Imagine a pirate cutlass in your mind's eye. That's what you have. Probably like red, made of metal, a little beat up.
Now, as I uncover the bodies further,
mm-hmm.
Are there any like identifying pieces of or items or anything of note? Like there's armor and a skeleton, Is there anything else?
Make me an investigation check.
What is investigation? Int? Ooh, nice. 16.
16. Investigating the bodies and knowing what you know about Dorn and the Dorn guards and things. These were not just like town guard, like tram. These are like King's Guard. Armor is maybe a little nicer. They might have a few embellishments that the normal guard don't have. But yeah, you're able to at least piece that much
Were
together.
they carrying a copy of the law?
Good question. When you uncover them, you don't find that with them, at least like directly on their person. If you wanted to search more like in the sand around them, you could, but
I'll first mention that these appear to be the King's Guard, not ordinary town guards. And then I'll search around the sand.
Can I help search?
yeah, absolutely.
No, don't let him.
Stop it!
From the
You
thing
got-
on. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you guys want to roll separately, or do you want
I forget.
one of you have advantage?
Is it
Oh, Wander's
Investigation?
intrigued and helps as well. That doesn't need to affect the rolling. He's intrigued.
Okay.
I would help Felix, so give him advantage.
Cool. Yeah, roll with advantage then, Felix.
From what we saw on Wanda's scrimshaw, was it there was 6 people carrying something?
There was.
When you say carrying, was it like all 6 of them were carrying something? Like a big thing on poles, like on their shoulders, a big box?
So
Was it,
what
yeah.
so what you saw was a very simplified, almost like stick figure version of 6 figures with a box like on top of them. You couldn't exactly see like if it was like mounted on poles or anything like that. It just like there was a box on top of the 6, 2 dropped, and the 4 with the box left.
Was it a rectangle?
Yes.
Could it have been...
Felix, do you know where they bury the disgraced kings?
Do I?
You know, at least from the law, that they are buried in a special place.
I don't know where exactly, but that is a good guess.
They may have been carrying a coffin of some sort. Although, I'm not sure why Royal Guard would die in the process of burying a disgraced king. That seems like a waste of resources. Very impractical for the Dawn. It may have been something else. And then again, I'm just guessing, but
Could have been the guard were disgraced as well.
potentially.
Or someone wanting to take remains or treasure buried with the king.
Possible, but
We know not all the
unlikely.
dangers that lie out in the desert, usually vast expanses, whether they be land or sea, contain large creatures, and we've heard of the sandworms. Could be others.
These are interesting hypotheses. I was under the impression that this was a relatively straightforward Ark of the Covenant situation, the wax faces and all. But yeah, that's a good guess as well.
that's how they became skeletons. They opened it.
Where's the sun right now, as far as like angle?
It is very much on the horizon or nearing the horizon.
Okay.
You have roughly an hour of sunlight left.
We don't have much light left. If we would like to continue a bit farther and then set up camp.
I'd rather not stay with the bodies. I suggest we go on.
Did we resolve Felix searching?
I rolled an 18.
Oh, that's right. You were searching through the sand around them.
Surrounding sand, yeah.
It takes you a little bit. You are able to find two things. One of the guards has just like a small golden short sword that seems to have been disconnected from its hip at some point, that was kind of buried underneath the sand. And then you are able to find two records of the law.
I'll take the short sword.
Okay.
Because it's cool.
Okay.
And so the law, I'm going to look at it and look at what's the most recent law on this copy.
Good call. The last law that you see is from Rune the Third, which is only dedicated historians may look at records older than 1,000 years.
Okay. Where did I put that? A copy of the law. There it is.
If you were wondering what Lodvar is, the current king, he is the 37th.
Yep, that's what I was looking for in my notes. I didn't have that. Thank you.
Is that 3 laws have been enacted since this document?
Correct.
4 kings.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only because Lodvar has not given a law yet.
Oh.
So there are 2 copies of the Dorn Law that you have there, I see.
We can make a good estimation of when this happened based on the most recent law.
Indeed.
So
300 to 400 years ago. Each king reigns for 100 years, correct?
Over hundreds of years, wouldn't these bodies have long since been covered?
exactly 100 years, yes. Who knows how much stuff is buried out here in the desert. These bodies have been here for a long time, that's for sure. It also could have been. Now on the recent copies, is Lodvar's name on there with no law?
Lodvar's name is not on there yet.
Okay.
So since this is a record of the law, not a record of the kings, the king information is just as a
Right.
accent to who gave the law.
So it's safe to say that possibly this would, if it was a king's body, it was Rune's the third, and maybe Ophigure was in power.
Was Rune disgraced?
Was he?
Make me a history check.
Could a king
15.
make
What was your question, Wonder?
could a king make a law, be a good king, and their 100-year reign, and then be disgraced?
Are you asking Felix, or are you asking the DM? Or are you just asking the group?
I don't know. That was Barnabas asking a broad, sweeping question. That was Barnabas pontificating out loud. That's what that was.
Spencer, explain your game.
Wander says into the universe.
Figure out my puzzles.
Could be Rune, or it could be an exhumed king's body.
Rune the Third, you recall from whatever schooling you had, he was a disgraced king. Upon his burial, he was to be buried in the place of shame.
Rune was buried in the place of shame, supposedly. Either the place of shame is out here, or they took Rune somewhere else.
This would be a rather disgraceful place to put someone. if such could be attached to the dead.
Strange that it's
Either.
such a perilous journey, though. When we have the whole mountain to find a place of shame.
Were there
Uh,
ever stories, Felix, of where the place of shame may be located when you were younger?
Do I know anything about the place of shame besides its place of shame?
Make me a history check at disadvantage.
We do have the compass, if that is a desire.
Ooh, I rolled a 20 and a 19.
Nice.
So that's
We might not need it.
history, right? It says 24.
Yeah. So this is the one class that you actually paid attention in, apparently, was Burials of the Kings. You recall from many years ago that the kings were those who were deemed righteous in their lives or deemed good in their lives were buried basically a day's journey away from Touchstone. And the kings who were deemed as evil were buried a day's journey just in the opposite direction.
Oh. So I'll relay that.
Okay.
What does the opposite direction mean, though? Because isn't the opposite direction back into towards Touchstone? Or am I misinterpreting what you're saying?
It could have been a day's journey. So I feel like saying this says also like it could have been a day's journey into the mountain and then a day's journey away from the mountain.
And I would think, for thinking in reverse, I enjoy being by the sun quite greatly. A place of shame for me would be a place where I could never have the sun touch me again. For a Dwarn that was committed to never being in the sun, being buried in a place of constant sun feels like a shameful place from my perspective.
Pull out the compass and think, after what Felix has said and what Wanderer said, think of where the Dwarn from Touchstone, where their place of shame would be.
The compass points, whereas right now it's pointing more northwest.
Yep.
It points almost a straight west.
I share that with the party. Did I share the vision with the party? Sorry. I
Yes.
can't remember. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
What of the place of righteousness? Revan, can you think of that?
Aye, I can. Looking at the compass, he thinks of the place of righteous burial.
It points east.
I share that, yeah. Kind of what we assumed.
Just making sure there's no DM tricks.
Yep.
I know what the
That's a
opposite of
good-
west is.
It's Weast.
East. The
Well,
5 winds.
we could go north, or we could go west and then north, or we can continue our current path.
I would like to continue going northwest towards our last chosen destination. If there's any way we can kill two birds with one stone, well,
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
We should take the rules of law we found with us in case. So if nobody wants those, Tazal would probably
Yeah.
grab them.
they're the same, right?
Yeah.
Are they? That's what I was going to check, or ask
Oh.
Felix to check.
hmm
Yeah, these are identical. They're little like metal tablets.
Oh, they're
There-
metal?
Yes, they're metal.
Is there any chance I could carry one of those?
You may have both. I just want to be sure we don't leave them.
Is that all right with you, Felix?
I don't care. I'm just taking this sword.
Wander takes the law tablets and has a pretty significant amount of reverence for them and kind of packs them up and puts them in the backpack and is clearly very interested in them.
Okay.
Gold
Yep.
does have its uses in making magical items. This could be melted down.
These tablets are not made of gold.
That sword is.
The sword is, yes.
It's golden or it's made of gold.
It is made of gold.
Okay.
Okay.
Let us continue.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in visiting the place of shame. I don't want to add looting the graves of kings on my list of sins against the city of Touchstone.
Fair enough.
One quick side glance at the the gold armor. Does it look like it would fit?
It does not.
Nice. Oh,
No, the golden armor is very much sized for a dwarven. And this is not like the One Ring armor. It just doesn't match your size.
Well,
Felix.
it's golden armor. Is it made out of gold or does it look golden?
That's what I,
As far as you can tell, it is made of gold.
that's crap armor then. Gee, that's a special dwarven gold.
No wonder they're dead.
Felix, before we get going, may I take a look at the sword for a moment?
Sure. He hands it over.
Okay.
I take a look at it for anything special, but I especially want to see if there's a D on it, matching D to the other ones that we've seen.
Sure.
Like on the compass.
Make me a perception check. Searching it over.
15.
Looking over the sword, you do not find the D that you have seen previously.
Okay. As I hand it back to him, this is a beautiful sword. I was also curious if it would have the D we've seen elsewhere, but I didn't notice it on here. I thought for sure it would have had one. Hands it back.
Council keeps walking.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Spence. There's no music playing. In case
I know.
you were okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I know.
There's no music in the desert, Luca.
There's
I have been
That's not
trying
true.
to get it to play. And it,
Yeah,
there's
no,
actually a really good music bot that we use in my other Discord, but we don't use Spotify anymore. I don't know if it plays Spotify music though.
all good. Didn't want to distract. I just want to make sure that
Hmm.
Nope, that's fine. I just, had really cool playlists curated for this exact moment. It's perfectly fine. We'll just all use our imagination. Just play Arabian Nights on loop.
it's fine. I went to go see Dune. I have the soundtrack in my head. We're good.
The one from
Oh.
Aladdin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there another Arabian Nights?
Arabian Nights, like Arabian days, often than not,
Arabian days.
are hotter than hot in more than one way.
That's exactly right.
Is this a version of Grease I haven't seen?
Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Have you never seen Aladdin?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, Luca, it's one of the better animated Disney movies. It's so
Pretty
good.
sure. I'm pretty sure I saw it when I was a kid.
Oh, it's so good.
No, we're not asking if you saw it. We're asking if you can sing 2/3 of the song from memory. That's what we're
No.
really asking.
Then no, I haven't seen it.
But
All right.
as we're walking, Wander says, always Revan, looking for the D, constantly obsessed with the D.
What?
Then Wander
Really?
just keeps on walking.
Council just says
Is-
owned as he's walking.
Tizal's very confused.
I draw my pistol and do Eldritch Blast at Wonder.
All right.
Fire
Roll for
Nova.
initiative, guys. Yeah, sure. No. As you guys leave the skeletons behind you, as previously stated, you start to find more dunes that you are walking up and down. And the next hour is it's a trudge as you start realizing that the rest of the desert is going to be this way as you are making your way up these what start as like 5 foot high dunes to 15 feet to up to like 20 foot high dunes and down the other side. Your legs are considerably more tired from this last hour of the day than they were from the previous 8.
Oh. The council's gonna keep a lookout for a place kind of between dunes, like at the bottom of both of them, so we get the most shade in the morning.
Okay, sure.
And then I guess if it gets too dark, start setting up camp.
Okay. Yeah, as you are approaching the end of the 8th hour, it's getting to a point where it's not like pitch black out, but the sun is on the horizon. Basically, only half is showing at best. And you do see you've come down a large dune behind you, and there's kind of a flatter spot here in between dunes. And you can see kind of 2 smaller like sub dunes in the middle of these big dunes. Hi, children. They're not waving at me.
He
They're
still
just-
doesn't see
both
us.
cute and creepy at the same time. Creepy because it's all dark behind them, and their faces just
They're like-
appeared from
they're
the
hooded.
shadows.
It'd be even more creepy if you saw them behind me.
They just walk up in your doorway.
That
like,
doorway, the dark doorway.
I'm like, I'm dead.
How did my children get
Hi,
to
Alex.
this? Okay. Yes,
We know
so-
you have a wormhole in your house. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
That's fair. Yeah. That's how I deliver buckets of elephant poop to people. Through a
What's
wormhole.
happening? What?
Anyway, so you guys, you find you've just come down the backside of a larger dune, and before you see that next large dune off in the distance, you are kind of in a little valley where there are 2 smaller like sub dunes in the middle of it.
Okay.
Can I roll to see Timothy Chalamet?
To do what?
To see Timothy Chalamet?
Can I roll with Zendaya? Or do I get
No.
disadvantage?
Can
No,
I
you
drown myself in the sand? Is that possible?
You can, yes. Roll me a survival at disadvantage.
Just take a deep breath. Just
Fill your lungs with sand. No, you don't see either of those characters.
As we go, does this look like a good place to camp? It's kind of low. We don't have good line of sight, but it's going to be cool. And
So from where you are here, you can't see the sun. The
Okay.
next dune is high enough that it blocks out where the sun is on the horizon.
okay,
So it's probably not a terrible place.
okay. Start setting up, I guess.
I'm picturing like the valley between hills that when you're trying to have a party in a cornfield, we're in the same thing between dunes, just a valley in between.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
And this is barren desert, right? There's no bushes or random trees or anything. This is just sand.
There is nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no trees, there's no water, there's nothing that you can see besides sand and hills of sand.
Boy, I hope that compass keeps working.
Yeah.
Make me everyone make me a perception check.
Ooh.
Just as
Holy
you're kind of getting
crap.
set up, getting your camp set up.
I rolled a
16.
2,
Okay.
so 6.
16.
Revan, it's a little dark for you to be able to see. Or at least it's starting to get that way. So you're mostly focused on just trying to get like your sleeping stuff laid out and your pelts kind of like stuffed inside so you can stay warm through the night.
14.
20.
Natural 20,
16.
16.
Well,
12, Felix?
Felix is hungry.
14.
14. So who rolled a 16? Tizal. Tizal and Wander. Not Wander. Council. The other one word that's a word but also a name. You, as you're setting up, you notice the smaller dunes, the mini dunes within this valley. You notice that there is a rather large amount, comparatively to your travels this far, grouping of scorpions that are not swarming, but that are moving and are doing things atop these mounds of all different sizes. So up to this point in your journey, they've been steadily getting bigger. And what you see in front of you is anywhere from like the size of like a smartphone down to like a silver dollar.
Would I know if that means anything significant in terms of like scorpions? Do they normally do this?
You can make me a nature check at disadvantage just because you've never been in the desert. You don't know scorpions.
Council points it out to everyone and then says, I'm not sure if staying still in one spot in a region with very little to no food will be a good idea when surrounded by a swarm of insects.
You make an excellent point.
They're not insects.
That's funny. I almost said the same thing, and I was like, no, I'll keep my mouth shut.
For your nature check.
What are they?
Hate.
Arachnids.
They have
Oh,
eight
they
legs. That's right.
legs. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. No, you said you don't know what this means.
They're
I have rations, right? It's only been a day.
Yeah, so you each still have some amount of your own food left at this point.
well,
I'm
and
gonna take. Go ahead.
everyone has good berries as well. I
Okay.
have
Well,
good
he's gonna
berries.
actually use a good berry because that's useful. I'm gonna take like a corner of whatever ration I have, like dried meat or like bread or something, and kind of flick it toward the edge of the swarm,
Okay.
just to see how they react to it.
Okay. How close would you like to get?
So they're on top of a dune, like.
This is not a massive dune. These
Yeah.
two smaller dunes are maybe like 5 feet tall.
And they are like 20 feet from me, 15 feet.
You could certainly get that close if you'd like. At this point, you are probably closer to like 60 feet away.
I could fly.
Yeah.
that
Tizzle,
way.
please drop this near the swarm and see what they do.
Okay. He grabs it and takes off.
Okay. You grab the little piece of ration and fly up over the two dunes. Why don't you make me a perception check as you're doing this?
There's like 8,000 more.
Oh, 9!
9. You drop the rations on top of or like in between the two bigger dunes. The two bigger, smaller dunes. Between the two lumps. And you notice that the scorpions that are on top almost immediately start like migrating towards that spot where you dropped it.
We're not camping here tonight.
Would you propose that we continue moving along and see if we find a place that has fewer scorpions?
Tizzle, do you see somewhere that doesn't have scorpions?
I can go scout ahead.
I sent our drone to go.
Yeah, while they're setting up camp, I'm going to take like an additional 10 minutes
Okay.
to just kind of try to fly around and get a lay of the land to see if there's any dunes that don't have scorpions.
Okay. Why don't you make me a perception check then?
Okay. 13?
Okay. I'm going to say because it is lower light, it's not quite nighttime yet, but it's on that cusp. I'll give you your advantage because you get advantage on perception at night, right?
No, stealth at night while flying, I believe.
Oh, never mind. No, never mind. You get just your normal. You said 13?
Yeah, but I get advantage because I'm
Nope,
a-
you don't.
a
You
nice guy.
flying around, you can see two things stick out to you. One, the scorpions, they don't stop as you continue to move west and fly out over the larger dune that you're coming up to. But they are not as numerous. They go back to their pre this valley levels of scorpions, so much less. That's the first thing you notice. The second thing you notice, about 120, maybe 200 feet past the cusp of this dune that you are in right now, you can see that there is a hole in the sand, about 3 feet by 4 feet wide.
How far away from you? 200 feet.
Yeah,
Let's go in the hole.
Yep, immediately.
done. You guys
Just
do it.
dive head first.
It's probably safe in there.
Do I see anything in the hole?
You want to fly down into it?
Absolutely not. Is that what I said? That's not.
Okay.
The hole
No.
is calling.
Okay, how high up are you flying?
This hole was made for me.
Like 60 or so feet.
This is my hole. There are many like it, but this one is mine. You're like 60 feet up in the air,
Yeah.
and you're looking at like a 3-foot hole. No, you don't see anything inside it. Basically, the point where it drops below the level of the sand, it gets real dark.
Okay. All right. I double back and go tell everyone what I saw.
Okay, cool. You double back and tell everyone what you saw.
Council just stands staring at the sand. You can actually hear the wheels in his head turning. I'm not a fan of the situation we are currently in.
I have what maybe I don't know if this would be helpful or not. If you recall, there was a spell I cast earlier, which caused a 20-foot cube to surge out of the ground. If we were to stand on that cube when I cast that spell, it would be uncomfortable and we might sustain some injuries. But at that point, we'd be 20 feet in the air and a bit separated from things. But I suppose the scorpions could still climb up the side of it.
Yeah. They
we
may
know
be
if-
deterred at least.
Question, Spencer. My control wind spell.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be able to? Actually, let me look it up. I don't know much about that spell at all. I'm just thinking out loud. If I was able to ritually cast it, which takes 10
Mhm.
minutes,
Yep.
would I be able to push any arachnids away from us if I center it on us, so they can't get to us?
Yeah, you'd be able to push them away from you for a gust of wind.
Isn't it sustained?
No.
No.
Duration 1 hour. Duration's 1 hour. You can do gust, downdraft, or updraft.
Yeah, so you could push them away from you for a while.
But not enough for a long rest. Okay, never mind.
Correct.
Felix, how far can your homunculus travel from you?
It's a good question.
It is scorpion-like. It would blend in with the natural fauna here. It may be useful to spy what's in that hole.
It's mechanical, so probably not interested in it.
Either our options are to move somewhere away from this mass of scorpions. And preferably somewhere away from that hole, if it is for a desert worm or something else. Tizol, you didn't see any cliffs or plateaus or anything as you were searching?
I don't think I did.
Sand as far as the eye can see.
Just
It's
dunes.
more dunes, less scorpions,
More
and
dune.
one hole.
It doesn't say there's a range, so I'm assuming it can just go. I can only cast spells through it when it's 120 feet away, but
If you are comfortable having it search for us, that would be ideal, but I would understand if you are not.
it'd probably be valuable. Although I don't actually know how much we learn besides if there's actually a worm in there.
If we learn there is a worm in there, it'll change how we move from now on.
Mm.
Walk without rhythm.
If it
Tis all he doing?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
if it does discover the worm and the worm discovers it, we might be in for some trouble.
Do we fight if we see worm, or do we all run in one direction?
Maybe it depends on how big the worm is.
If it is as big or bigger than the behemoth, then I recommend running. However, I don't think we will outrun something that,
Yeah,
when it's in its natural habitat.
I think our only choice is to fight it and kill it.
Well, I mean, I could get away.
That being said, maybe our best option is just to rest here and keep a careful watch.
Let's move away from the obvious massive scorpions and then rest and be
There
careful.
are
with
there
watches.
are there are less scorpions about 10-minute walk
Toward the
I
hole.
wonder if they
toward the
are
hole.
driven away by fire, maybe.
I have torches.
We could start a campfire.
Throw the white alchemite, see what happens.
Are insects drawn to light?
They're not insects!
Oh no, but I mean,
Are arachnid drawn to light?
bugs.
Scorpions?
Why don't you make me a nature check?
I light a torch.
Okay.
That is a nature check. Checking the nature.
Council's done braining. He wants doing.
Okay. The scorpions are not close enough to you to be affected by the light. Or to be affected by the fire.
Tis all. Would you
Yes.
mind taking this torch and flying a few feet above the scorpions and seeing if they coalesce beneath you?
Okay.
A few feet, you say.
Oh.
They're jumping scorpions.
Be terrifying.
He's gonna mummy it. Brendan Fraser with the
Okay. And you're flying over the mounts?
Yeah. Flying down and just getting closer and closer to see.
Okay. Why don't you make me a perception check as you are doing that?
With advantage, right?
No.
Yeah,
Council.
15.
Council looks at his crossbow and then the massive scorpions and realizes how ineffective his weapon is going to be. He's like, yeah!
If only I had time to study the. Sir.
Bye,
Hey,
Snatcher.
there it goes.
Oh.
Cut out for a second there.
There we go.
What were you
15.
saying, Felix?
Oh, I was just saying, I wish I could have some time to study the breakers' flamethrower.
That'd be neat. Too bad. You rolled a 15.
Yep.
You are flapping your wings as you're getting closer and you're trying to hold on to a torch Are you holding the torch like in your claws, like in your talons, or?
Yeah, so the way I'm envisioning it is that he's holding it with like his feet, one of
Okay.
his feet. He's holding the torch sideways,
Okay.
kind of, and then
Yep.
as he gets closer, he kind of like sweeps his foot because he doesn't want the flame upside down burning him while he's trying to like point it towards the scorpions. So he's kind of
Right.
trying to like kind of like sweep it at them to see how
Sure.
they react.
So you rolled a 15 for your perception check. Make me a sleight of hand check as well,
Ooh,
just to see
sleight
how
of
dexterous you are to be able to do this.
13 plus 5, 18.
18.
Nice.
Sure. So as you are flapping your wings, trying to stay aloft over the desert sands, and you're getting closer to the scorpions, when you wave your torch, they don't seem to be overly concerned. Though when you are, you're flapping your wings, with each gust of your wings, you'll notice that a couple of them, are getting knocked over and kind of pushed around.
Right.
But then, they have just immediately go back up, and they're still kind of swarming on that piece of ration that you had dropped.
Okay. Yeah, fly back and let the group know.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for testing that. Good to know.
I do have the ability to make wind concentrate on that area for a brief period of time, but not for an entire camp site session.
It may be more prudent to just move.
I'm glad you completed that sentence because I was about to say most of you fleshies know how to make wind. It happens all the time. It's wretched.
Fleshies.
I do have a way of probably dispatching many or all of them. The only issue is it would create a lot of sound.
Let's just see if the mundane option of walking works first.
Okay.
We certain that these scorpions mean us harm.
I still
No.
think we might be fine if we light a fire here and try to rest. And if they approach, we could leave.
They may just be curious little critters.
They seem pretty hungry to me.
All right, well, I mean, since we're already partway through making camp, I guess we continue.
Okay. You guys continue to make camp.
If they get close, just use your wings to make wind, and you can knock them over. Don't worry.
Don't worry. It'll be easy.
Wait. Did we go to the spot that's a little bit less scorpion infested, or are we staying in our original spot?
We're staying in the original one because the one that's less infested is closer to the hole.
Got it. Okay.
That
And they're still like 100 feet away, right?
right.
No, they are like 60 feet away from you.
Oh. Well, we'll see what Revan and Felix might be right. Maybe it's not a big deal.
It'll be fine.
Okay. You
Keep the
guys-
torch handy, I suppose.
I was hoping at some point in our journey when we are not overly tired or pressed, that one of you may be able to read from the journal. This is the safest place to experiment.
For everyone other than us, yes.
If
Correct.
something happens and we have to fight something, create a lot of noise, wouldn't it?
It would.
We might be in the same situation with the Umber Hulks. We're not
True.
certain.
Either way, my desire remains. I wouldn't.
Maybe
do it
on the
until
other
group is-
side.
Potentially.
If we were to do it, the middle of the desert seems like possibly the best place to do it, to reduce casualties from others outside of this party.
Perhaps when we are farther away from the hole.
Agreed. I was about to say that your logic Makes sense, but we got lots of desert left. We're not running out of desert anytime soon.
Day 1 of 13 or so.
Maybe the place of shame would have worked for a good shelter. Now I think of it. Too late for that now, though.
I will take second watch.
I will take first.
Revan will take a watch.
Okay.
I'll take a watch. How many watches are there in a night?
3.
3.
Three. Okay.
I mean, depends.
Usually. I guess you could technically take more.
Yeah.
Good.
4 watches of 2.
Yeah. So who has first watch?
Says all.
Tizal. All right. And are you guys keeping the torch going through the night, or are you putting it out and just kind of sleeping?
Yes. Did we make a
Jesus.
campfire?
Oh.
Or no?
We don't really have a lot of materials to make.
Yeah.
Do we?
Council's gonna put the torch in the sand and just
Hmm.
let it burn out.
I mean, except that giant tree. Otherwise, we don't have too much to burn.
True. Okay. Then Tizal, you make me a perception check for the night.
Ooh,
Revan's gonna wake up with a bunch of twigs in his mouth.
19.
Don't.
19. Tizal, during your watch, the first thing that you notice after the rest of your companions' breathing has settled down and you kind of taken on the lull-like breathing of sleep, it is very cold, terribly cold, and you kind of like get your sleeping bag that you have and wrap it around you just to keep warm, despite the weather. The second thing you notice is that it is very, very quiet and very, very dark. There's no moon, no stars. It is just pitch black where you are. And there is no other sound that you can hear.
Are we accustomed to seeing stars in this world?
No.
Okay.
No. What we've already established in this world, there is no moon or stars. There's no other celestial bodies besides the sun.
Thank you for that reminder.
You're welcome.
Okay.
About halfway through your watch, you swear that you hear some kind of movement. If you are facing the two bigger mounds, there's some kind of movement off to your left. But as you stop and try to focus on it and listen to see if you hear it again, nothing. It goes back to just the same silence that you experienced before.
I'll be right back.
I have dark vision, so when I did hear that, would I be able to see anything in that area, in that direction?
Yeah.
Being mindful of the fact that there's these worms that we've been told about, he'd probably be looking at the sand to see if he
Right.
can see any type of like vibrations or like outline of something moving.
Sure. Why don't you make me a perception check? It's a perception check inside your perception check.
Natural one.
Natural 1.
Yeah, my eyes fall out.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Are the scorpions moving any closer, or are they staying at bay?
The scorpions, as far as you can tell, are still just kind of doing their thing over where they are. And as it gets later and later into your watch, more and more of them stop moving, and they like burrow a little bit, like they're kind of like hibernating for the night.
Okay. All All right, yeah, they just kind of keep an eye out and wait it out.
Cool.
And then once he wakes Council, he would tell him exactly what he saw. To the left of one of the two mounds, there was a sound. Didn't see anything. Scorpions seem like they're burrowing, not getting any closer.
Okay.
Council, make me a perception check.
I light a torch. I'm down to 6.
Roll initiative.
Oh no! This big like humanoid scorpion's like,
How many bandages
You
and
don't get
antivenom?
it. What?
How many bandages and antivenom did you get?
oh,
Not enough.
nude run. I got this. Don't. Perception check.
Yep. Perception check.
15 plus 5, 20.
Dirty 20. Throughout the night, you notice same thing as Tizal. What you can see of the scorpions, though, they are just on the edge of your vision.
Okay.
Even with your torch lit, like the torch gives you bright light for about 30 feet and then dim light for another 30.
Yeah.
What you can see, oh my goodness, my phone is, oh my goodness, oh no,
Inception.
that was weird. My
I'm gonna throw up.
sorry, my phone was placed on top of my book, and my phone interacts with my tablet, which is hooked up to my computer underneath my book. And so it freaks it out sometimes. My bad.
Interesting.
You notice the what you can of the small scorpions on the edge of your vision. The same thing as Tizal. Most of them at this point are kind of burrowed down into the sand. Not a lot of motion there.
Okay.
You similarly, early on in your watch, think that you hear something, some kind of movement off to your left. And when you turn to see if you can hear it again, see if you notice any motion, anything like that, nothing.
I'm going to quickly inspect everyone that's sleeping, just individually. Just to
Okay.
make sure there's nothing like digging under them, they're not being chewed on, or quietly dragged away.
You wake up and Felix is gone.
Oh no! There's a cultist with his knife in his neck.
No, thank heavens. I'm not that cruel. I'll torture you in other ways, but not that.
No.
Okay, make me a perception check then as you're looking over your companions as they sleep.
10.
10?
Yeah.
They look fine.
Okay.
When you go to move, though, and while you're inspecting them, you hear a noise coming from the same area, kind of off to the left of where you were.
I
Put it
stopped
on.
moving.
Yeah, you stop, you listen, you may even turn around and look, and you don't notice anything.
What do I have? I have rope, torches. Oh, okay. So I'm going to tie my shield, the handles of my shield, to a bit of rope, a length of rope,
Okay.
and I'm gonna fly fish it
Okay.
toward the sound, about 50, as far as I can take the rope,
Okay.
and see if the sound happens again.
You're throwing it at where you heard the sound?
Yes,
Okay, and how much rope do you have?
50 feet.
50 feet? Okay. Sure, make me a ranged attack,
Woo!
but don't add your proficiency mod,
Well, that's an 11.
because I assume you're not Captain America, not proficient in throwing shields.
So that's just plus my dex, right?
Yeah,
11 plus 5, 16.
16. It lands right about where you're throwing it to.
Okay.
Throwing it out into the sand, you just kind of, as it flies, and hear that as it
Mhm.
impacts the sand.
And then I slowly reel it in.
Okay.
Basically go in tremors mode right now.
Sure. You're pulling in your shield, foot by foot. However long it takes you to pull it in, all you hear is just the of your shield slowly moving its way through the sand towards you.
Okay. I'm going to stay seated where I am
Okay.
and undo the rope and put my shield back on my back
Sure.
and just stay there.
Okay.
I'm not going to move for the rest of the night.
Okay. Yeah. Rest of the night, you don't hear or see or anything. It's quiet.
Okay. Third watch was Revan?
Third watch is Revan. Revan, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, I was going to say, well, Council wakes him up
Oh, okay.
and tells him there's something moving and it may be attracted to sound. So try not to do that. And then he belly crawls into his
Yeah, but Revan goes, "Yar, don't you worry."
Just claps him on the back.
Practice
I
your
got
shooting.
this.
Now,
Don't
let
you
me
be
just-
worrying.
Let me start my generator.
I be Eldritch Blast in older scorpions.
I cast chainsaw.
Eldritch Chainsaw. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be the coolest.
That would be a really cool spell. Not gonna lie, I want that.
How far am I from or are we from the hole?
From the hole, you are a long, long, long ways away.
Oh,
The hole is on the other side of the dunes, or the smaller dunes, up the bigger dunes, and then still another 120 feet.
It was a
Okay,
10+ minute flight.
yeah.
That's an
Okay.
consolation.
Okay. All right. Never mind. You want me to roll perception?
You're free to try and walk over there if you want.
No, I'm not just going to abandon the.
No, you're not. You're not
Okay.
free to do that. I'm
Come
going to say you're not
on.
free to do it.
Now, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I have cool character
Well-
ideas. You can try.
Wow.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Council tries to
Well.
save you, and then he gets ganged up by cultists and dies.
Scorpion cultist.
Oh, that'd be so cool. And we collect
Scorpions.
your armor.
Scorpions are actually riding giant vultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're called
Tactics.
scorpions.
Thrawn carried your armor until he died.
It's true.
Actually, he left it at Zephyros' ship when he
Castle.
went to
Yeah.
or castle.
That's-
Yeah, when,
That's why Zephyros was wearing his armor in the finale.
Man, I'm a good
Times.
DM. Anyway, you rolled a what for perception?
12.
12. All right.
Yeah, not great.
It is very cold. For how cold it is, you at some point in the evening, you figure you are going to have to crawl into your sleeping bag and just keep that on you while you are awake, or you are going to start getting frostbite or something while you're out here.
Even with cold resistance?
Even with cold resistance, it is really cold. You might be able to bear it better than, say, Wander could if he was out here without any kind of protection. So
Oh.
where did Wander go?
He went like this.
Oh,
So-
okay,
Like right back.
cool. Yeah. So it is very cold, and so you
I-
crawl into your sleeping bag, I imagine.
I wait as long as possible. I mean, obviously, if he feels like he's in danger, if he doesn't, then I will go in. Revan's not gonna be stupid about it, but he'll wait as long as he possibly can to try and stand out there and be on watch.
Okay, sure. And do you have a torch as well that you're
Oh
lighting?
yeah, I have a Dungeoneer's pack, so I have a whole bunch. Yeah, once he realizes it's cold, he'll light a torch to try and be able to stay out or kind of more upright and alert.
Sure. Yeah, so you pull out your torch and light it. And that also helps you to be able to see a little bit better. Since basically there was just the embers of what was left of councils from before. And it does give you a little bit of warmth, but not a lot. So eventually you have to crawl back inside your sleeping bag. But you are at least still able to be alert. Like you're able to like prop yourself up.
Get up.
Yeah, but you are just kind of like in your mummy bag, listening to the night. And there's not a whole lot to listen to. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. Very, very quiet. Very boring. Very hard to stay awake, honestly. But you're able to do it. You have captained a ship. You've had to stay up throughout the night. You have the discipline.
Upon waking the crew up in the morning, I let them know that I didn't see what council had reported on, that I didn't experience it at all, but that it got unbelievably cold, which they probably knew as well. But share that anyway.
When the night ends and you guys wake up in the morning, you can still feel there is a bit of a chill, but with the rays of the sun coming from the east behind you, it's getting warmer. I would still say it's in like the 50 degrees area. Not full on heat of the day yet. And what you notice is there is now a third mound that has appeared off to the left of the other mounds.
Same size?
A little smaller. Still big, like bigger than a humanoid. But still not quite as big as the other two mounds.
And these were mounds that were these are just sand dunes, right?
As far as you know, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you don't mean a mound like the armor and the bodies that we found earlier?
No, these are like
dunes.
smaller sand
Got it.
dunes. Yeah.
Got it.
Does Council know how earthworms work? Or various burrowing creatures? Because I know as a player that with things making a burrow, it takes the stuff it's digging and puts it somewhere else. But I don't know if Council knows that.
Make me a nature check.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say no.
9 plus 2, 11?
Did people talk about the noises in the middle of the night?
Yeah, I mean, Revan mentioned it when we
Right.
woke up.
Is that
You had
new
mentioned
mound
it, Victor.
in that direction?
What?
Oh yeah, is the new mound to where we were hearing the sounds last night?
Yes. Yeah. So where you were hearing the sounds the night before, that is where there is now a third smaller mound.
Well, something made that last night.
Revan walks up to the new mound and uses his harpoon to just kind of lightly prod around on it a little, kind of dig around.
Okay. When you walk up to the new mound, you are quickly thrown off your guard as 8 giant legs come out of the mound and are now on top of you.
I knew it!
Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh no!
Did he at least hit it with the harpoon once?
Nope.
I didn't attack.
Oh god, I go last.
Are you sure?
I rolled a 1.
So did I.
I have 20
Oof.
decks.
I have 18.
Aha!
Getting Tailspire loaded up. Hold
The,
on.
the pragmatic approach. Let everything go first.
Hey, at least Tailspire's got music.
True. Yeah, we'll have something.
Roll
I think-
initiative, you said?
Yes, I did.
think-
Ooh!
Either tonight or tomorrow, I'll replace Spotify with Happy.
Windowed mode is what I want. Uh-huh.
8 legs, huh? I guess it wasn't a worm.
It's just a big insect. That's okay.
Yeah, does that mean there's one on each of these mounds and they were getting closer as we slept?
No
I
one ever
hate that.
said that.
I know, but Council's mind goes into a overclocked mode when combat happens.
Oh god, how do you do combat in D&D? It's been so long.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, we have had basically like 3 or 4 straight sessions of just RP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't good at combat anyway.
You just grab a handful of dice and you roll them, and then you start reading what the numbers are.
Basically.
And then the DM says if you kill it or not.
Yep. You did it. Good job. All
Sounds
right,
correct.
can you guys see that, or are you still seeing Chrome?
I still see Chrome.
Chrome.
Yeah, you're still seeing
Chrome.
Chrome. Okay. Let me start streaming. Tailspire. Go live.
Watch stream. Oh!
Actually, don't watch the stream yet. Stop.
Ooh.
You didn't realize how sharp these sand dunes were.
Hey, it's hard, okay? All right.
Minecraft sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh. There we go. All right. Now I have to tune in on this computer. My chair's stuck.
You don't
It's
have to. You're
Rotor.
choosing to do it.
What?
What?
What'd you say there?
I said, you don't have to. You're choosing to do this.
That's true. I am.
Sounds like you in overtime.
Hey! Oh! Got him. Oh my
Oh.
goodness. Savage.
He just leaves.
Tizal, you take 4d10 psychic damage.
No, Luca does.
Yeah.
How many dice worth of fire damage?
Psychic
Sick,
damage.
sick burn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you did there. Yes. All of it.
Jerks.
I'm taking my stuff and I'm leaving.
I'm taking my basketball. I'm going home.
All right. Yeah, it's been a long time since we did this. I have to like figure out how I'm rearranging my desk and everything. Because I don't know where I'm putting my stuff. Hey,
What's key again?
I don't even know. That's a stupid monk thing. Revan.
Punch juice.
What is your AC?
24.
Stop lying, or I'm just going to give my everything advantage.
16.
Everything
16?
auto crits.
Yeah.
16 meets it, beats it. You guys watching Revan walk out with the spear in hand see as a massive spider jumps out of the sand and bites Revan.
Don't stop. Come back.
For a bunch of damage. My goodness.
Quick question, because I'm sorry, it's been so long since we've done combat. When using a reaction, does that happen before or after damage?
A reaction? You don't get a reaction to this. This
To an
is
attack?
It's a surprise round.
Oh, it's a surprise attack? Poo.
Yeah, you had no idea where this was coming.
Oh, that's so poopy.
You
Be
take
ambushed.
You take 11 piercing damage and make me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Jeebus.
Poison. He gives you the runs.
Do you hold on? I gotta do my. I forgot my damage counter. How much damage did you say? 11.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, and then what kind of save am I rolling?
Constitution save.
Con save. Oh, this could be okay. Except I add a 0 to my con save, so that's going to be 15.
Okay. So you succeed on the saving throw,
Good.
and you still take 5 points of poison damage.
Goodness. That was a massive first attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we'll go ahead and roll initiative. You guys already rolled, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
All right. What did we get?
Hey, we're color coded. Nice.
You are, yeah, because there's new cool like colored bases.
Yeah. I need to drop $30 and buy my custom miniature.
Heck yeah, this guy's going first. I know it.
I got a natural
25 to
one.
20.
22.
Ooh, I lied. You're going first. 2015. 15 to 10.
13.
All right.
Sorry, 13.
And I'm assuming that, Revan, you have the higher dexterity?
Yeah, I have 4 decks. So I don't know.
What's yours, Wander?
4. Or no, sorry, Dex. Dex
Yeah.
is 3.
Okay. Yeah. So Revan will go first. And then Felix and Council. Council, you go first and then Felix?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So then, top of the round, Tizal.
How far am I from Spider Boy?
You are 12 times 5. You're 60 feet.
Okay, I'm going to take. I have 65 feet of flight. So I'm going to take basically my full flight to get directly behind the spider.
To get behind it, you'd be on top of it with 65 feet. It is a
Okay.
large creature.
Okay, so next to.
Okay.
I don't want to be like on top of Revan, essentially.
Got it. Okay.
I don't want to be able to have him attack both of us in one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
a cone.
Yeah. Yep. So you take off and just blaze across the surface of the sand.
You
Go
fly
ahead.
over him, Revan, like a seagull, and just
Yeah, he definitely poops on you for doing this again to us.
like we were gonna leave this area without checking out mysterious mounds. No
Yes.
way was that happening.
Yeah.
Revan is not cool with being hunted.
He would land and attack.
Okay. You land and you attack.
And I do that. I do the things. I gotta remember,
Oh.
sorry. So I'm gonna take an attack action, which I believe I get an extra attack. Alright, so 15 plus 7, 22. No, plus 8, 23.
23 hits.
And then follow up a 9 plus 8, 17
17 to hit or to damage?
to hit. I'm just rolling both attacks.
Okay, yeah, that also hits.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna be 1d6 dex. Ooh. $19 damage for both of them combined.
15 damage. Wow. Okay.
And then I'm going to spend the key point. And keep me honest, I rolled a d6 plus dex. And one was a 3, one was a 6, and my dex is 5, so plus 5 to both of those.
19, you said? Right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to burn a key point to do Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
Which means I can spend 1 key point to make 2 more unarmed strikes as a bonus action. 18 plus 8 is going to hit. 14 plus 8. Both a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Then 3 and a 4, 7 plus 10, 17 damage.
Another 17 damage. Dang.
How's it look?
It is dead. Spider pops up, gets one good round of attacks on Revan, and Tizal, you guys watch, just books it over there and just smashes this thing. Just absolutely crushes it.
DDoSes its face.
Exactly. Anything else you'd like to do?
I stand up.
Yeah, okay.
Are you
Yeah,
okay, Evan?
All right.
I asked Revan if he's okay, but I do want to also kind of look around to see if the other mounds look disturbed or like something. Like I don't feel like that was it. So Tizal wants to look around, investigate perception, whatever it is, to see if there's any more danger.
Okay. Since your turn is over, so you would not be able to do that.
Oh, we're still in combat.
We are still in combat.
I can't
You ran
do
over
like
and punched this thing.
what
Sure,
is,
with
is
combat.
perception a bonus action?
No, to spend time to look and try and investigate something or perceive something is an action. You have
Okay.
to use your action to do that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, a single turn is like 2 or 3 seconds, maybe.
6.
Well, per person, yeah.
Revan, you have been attacked. You felt the bite of the spider, but you're doing okay. You're not dead. Certainly easier than the behemoth because you just watched Tizal smash this thing.
So I'd like to stand.
Yeah,
And
okay.
as I stand, has there been movement? I mean, I don't know if I can do it without spending an action, but at the other 2 mounds right next to me, is there any change in them? Do I notice as I'm standing up?
Just like to have any considerable amount of time to notice a difference, you'd have to use your action.
Okay.
No freebies here.
Okay. How far away are those 2 mounds from me?
I don't know, like, what's that? Another like 60 feet or so. But the start of the mound is like 20 feet away.
No, the similar mounds to the one I poked with was going to poke with the harpoon. There were 3 of them, right?
Yeah. So this is one. This is the other. So the closer one is.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is
80
on that
80
hill.
feet.
Okay.
Well, so it is this hill. This is the mount.
Okay.
Look at it.
And that's, you said there.
It is bigger than the one that the spider was in.
Super spider.
I am going to. Oh, man. I'm going to hold my action.
Okay.
I'm going to hold an Eldritch Blast to attack as soon as I see a creature appear.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wander.
That'll be it.
Wander.
Oh.
That's you, Barnabas.
That is me. Yeah, am I 60 feet away from Revan? Or less?
I don't know. Less.
Okay.
You're about 60 feet.
All right. First, I use my bonus action to cast Healing Word. That's 8 HP.
Thank you.
Actually, we should have done it this way. Here we go. Here's your healing coming in.
Woo!
Yeah, so much healing.
Okay,
Revan giggles.
that's worth the program alone.
It's pretty great.
And
Ow!
then Wander actually just hollers out,
Ow!
well, that was exciting. Exactly what should we do next? And Wander gets a little bit closer to Felix and Council.
Okay, so like 5, 10, 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he holds an action to attack if any other spiders pop up.
Can you use your bonus action and still hold an action?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. If not, then that's fine.
Okay. All right. If you, I can see that Alex is furiously Googling right now. if it turns out that you can, then I'll allow it. Otherwise, no.
You can
Fair enough.
move before readying your action? It doesn't say anything about bonus
Bonus
actions.
actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel your spidey sense going off, and it sounds fishy to me too. Now that I'm thinking about it, but
Since you guys aren't in like active danger right now, I'll allow it.
okay.
I'm seeing mixed results. Of some people saying readying an action is like just like a help or attack action. When you ready an action, it's your action. You can still use movement or a bonus action. That could be interpretation, not the actual like legit rules as written.
Are any of those people Jeremy Crawford by chance,
Right.
or Mike Merles? Even I take him.
Sounds like a DM call.
Yes. Since we don't have anything saying contrary, and you're not in active danger right now, I'll say it's fine.
Oh, Jeremy Crawford says if you ready an action and you take the attack action, extra attack does not come in. So if Council were to ready an action, I would only be able to shoot once.
That's correct. You get one attack.
Yeah. Interesting.
Ready action, page 193. Okay, then Felix. Or no, sorry, Council, you are up first.
I am going to move about 20 feet towards the mound to Revan's right.
You're moving, sorry, where?
20 feet towards the mound in front of me, to Revan's right.
5, 10, 15, 20.
And then 10 more diagonally right. That's left.
10. Oh, shoot, sorry. You were here?
Yeah. Up one.
It's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I guess that's my turn. I'll ready an action, I guess. For
Okay.
if any targets appear within range. I will shoot it once.
Okay. Felix.
Oh wait, it's the end of the round, so never mind.
How far away am I from Tizal?
Ten tiles, so 50 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna move 25 feet towards him,
25.
and then ready in action if I see anything hostile. I'm gonna cast a spell on Tizal.
You're going to cast a spell if you see anything hostile?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Tizal, it is your turn.
I'm going to ready an attack action if I see anything pop up that's hostile. Wait, is Felix near me or by me?
He is about 25 feet away from you.
Okay, I'm gonna move diagonal. Actually, but like basically on the other side of Revan in front of Felix. getting closer to the other mound.
Okay, it's like there.
Probably like 10 feet closer. Probably
To the
aligned
mound?
with where council is, maybe, just in terms of just alignment.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will ready an attack action if anything hostile gets near me.
Okay. Cool. Revan, back to you.
Cast Eldritch Blast at the mound.
Just at the dirt. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead. Make me, whatever attack.
Oh.
Ranged magic attack.
12 for the first hit.
What's the AC of the Earth?
Well, it's pretty big. It's hard to miss. You hit the earth.
Okay. Some damage.
Damage reduction 13,000.
Oh man, I am not rolling well. That's going to be 8.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You fire at the sand, and you all watch as little kind of hits the sand, and there's a splash of sand.
Okay. The second bolt is 14 to hit.
Also hits. Yeah.
And 11 damage. So I also, as these hit, I don't know how this effect would work, but I want to use the push 10 feet effect.
Oh, sure.
So I don't know how that will play into this, but with each of those, they are, I don't know if they push the sand or push something underneath or...
Pushes 1 grain of sand. 10
What if you're hitting, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. You move some sand. Kind of you watch as the Eldritch Blast hits the sand, and there's a spray where sand gets pushed away.
How's the sand looking?
It's looking pretty beat up. I think it's got 0 hit points at this point.
It's glass.
Got that sand. Okay, then for my bonus action, what's the range on this? Okay, where's 60 feet out from me? Towards the mound?
This is 60 feet.
I'm gonna take like a
Yeah.
diagonal. Go forward a couple bricks there, a couple tiles. Just like boop, boop.
10, 15.
Sure, right there. And then 60 feet out from me, I'm going to make a tentacle appear. And it is going to swipe at the dirt.
Uh-huh.
It's a creature, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. There it is.
Tentac.
Blah, 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 blah. Flirt. Is that 60 feet? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Put like there.
It's going to be a 25 to hit.
Yeah, it slaps the sand. Just absolutely.
And
That would sound amazing. Just like, poof, poof, poof.
two cold damage, and the sand speed is reduced by 10 feet.
That sand
Until
ain't
my
going
next turn.
nowhere.
That's actually
Nowhere.
pretty clever. You put it in the center of the mountain, it's like poof, 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 poof.
All right.
I'll
And it was a
find
what?
you.
It was a what to hit? You said 25.
25, so I assume that hits
yeah,
the sand.
Yeah, you
And it
slapped
did
the sand.
two cold. Actually, let's do 2 lightning damage. And the sand's speed is reduced by 10 feet until my next turn.
Yep. Sand's not going anywhere.
You made glass.
So that
Yeah,
is
you
my
watch
turn.
as the tentacle slaps the sand, and there's just kind of this little arc of electricity, just like, and then just fizzes out immediately.
Good thing you're
And
not
Revan,
wasting any
King
good
of
rolls.
Sand.
We're all just watching this.
Yeah, like
Revan's just screaming, "Arr, sand!"
Arr, pew, 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 pew. Meanwhile, his patron's like, my energy.
Water
literally
on
killing
top of ye.
All right, Wander.
It's my turn again.
It is. Not a whole lot's really happened.
Yeah. Dude, I've attacked the sand so much. What do you mean not a lot has happened?
That's true. Yeah, that's
Nobody
true.
attacks the sand like Revan.
Yeah, he attacked that sand. He did good.
Yeah, Wander calls out and says, is anyone what are we doing besides trying to stay quiet and not attract worms? And then he just holds another attack action.
He says after someone just spent their entire turn slapping sand. Boy, it sure would be awful if a giant worm showed up right now. And so that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Moving it all, staying there.
A Tremors mini campaign would kind of be epic, just saying.
Okay. Council.
Council responds to Wander. There are more mounds. There's a reason to presume there are more creatures. And then I move forward 10 feet.
Okay.
And can I make a perception check?
Sure, you can.
To try and see what the heck's going on? Well, that's an 18 plus the 5. That's 23.
23.
Mm-hmm.
You notice the smaller scorpions now, after the events of the last couple seconds, they're dissipating more. Like they're spreading out, especially like from where the tentacle's slapping the sand. They don't want to be around that thing, so they're moving away.
Okay.
Is that a sentence you thought you'd say today at any point?
It's really not. It's really not.
What'd you do in D&D today? I slapped some sand.
I slapped some sand with a tentacle.
Tentacle slapping the sand made the scorpions go away.
Yeah, not something I thought I would say when I woke up this morning. But
Oh my.
nevertheless, here we are. Yeah, but that's the only motion or anything that you notice. He said, "Water. It's getting tense."
Council doesn't like the Council doesn't like the idea of these things just slowly pursuing us, so he's going to like stomp walk to diagonally left and then diagonally right.
Going this way,
Yeah,
and then going back, or
yeah, up that way. Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Anything?
no.
Okay. Well, I guess I spoke, and that'll be my action, so I won't hold an action. I finished my movement and walk to the right. So I think I have 10 left?
You walk 10 forward,
And
and
two
then
diagonals.
You'd have 5 left.
Okay, 5 to the right.
Okay, so you go this way.
Yep.
1 hop this time.
I was thinking the same.
That's it?
Felix.
Seems most things out here rely on ambush, so I don't know if we're going to be pursued much. Might be good just to move on.
Council nods as a free action?
And yeah, I'll just keep that action ready as hell.
All right. And staying where you are or moving?
Yeah, just stay.
Okay. Tizal.
Tizal would say we should flee and continue going west. And he'll start walking that away. Away toward council, but not diagonally toward council. Like just taking movement to basically start moving away from this area.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. You're still kind of like circling council.
Yeah. to basically show that Tizal's leaving. Like
Alright.
we shouldn't be staying around. I'm gonna hold. I'll ready an attack if anything hostile comes near me. But
Okay. And what is your movement on ground?
25.
Okay, yes, that's 25.
Yep.
Okay, Revan, shoot at a sign.
Which direction is northwest? Are we
That way.
is north up?
That way.
Up.
So this way is straight north.
Okay.
That's west. That's
I
northwest.
take my full movement north. So I'm going to go 60 feet
5,
north.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, full movement's your action that you spend, right? If I remember correctly.
Yep. Yeah, so
Gosh,
you
it's
use
been
your
a while.
action.
Yep. Okay. And that will. Oh, and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move the tentacle north. 20 feet. What's that?
10, 15, 20. Can you do that as a bonus action?
Yep. Yeah. Move and attack as a bonus action.
Okay.
30 feet of movement plus an attack, but I'll leave it
Oh.
at 20. I just
Okay.
want to move at 20 for now, and that'll
Okay.
be my turn.
Cool. Wander.
I'm not attacking the sand.
Okay, we still aren't fighting anything that we know of right now, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I will turn into a giant constrictor snake. And
Nick.
It's adorable.
Giant, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's large. Is it
You're
actually like
huge.
size giant?
that's a good question. Let me the size is huge.
Okay, so yeah, you're I think you're that.
That's insane.
Oh my word. Okay.
You
Can
are
we
the
ride him?
sandworm.
You
Shine
turn into a big old snake.
I do, and I move towards that. There's that other dune that we haven't
Straight
interacted
like
with.
here.
I can't see a cursor, but
Oh,
like,
really?
to the
This
right.
way?
No,
Or
to the
this
other,
way?
That way. Yep.
Okay.
So my movement is. Hold on. My movement is 30, and I'll use all my movements, so 60 that direction.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
It's a huge snake. You don't get more movement.
Nope, that's it.
No. All right, yeah, you start booking it towards that way.
And I have 10 feet of blind sight as well. So,
Oh, okay.
What is that?
Means you can
It's-
see without sight.
yeah, creatures without eyes can do this, but I think snakes, based on their their
You sense the vibrations through the earth,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, tremor
there's like-
sense. That's a good way of saying it.
So I would imagine if there's anything underneath the sand 10 feet away from me, I'd be able to see it that way. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. You
I don't know
pick-
if that works, but it was a thought.
Right. You don't see or perceive any creatures
Okay.
near you.
Got it.
Besides Revan at this point. Council.
Without putting my shield or crossbow away, I'm going to follow directly behind Wander and head north.
So you're going to back this way?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
I'll use
30?
my full movement and overtake him.
35, 40, 45, 50,
I have 60 feet.
55, 60. Yep. Okay.
All right. And that's it.
All right. Okie doke. Felix.
I'll use my full action to move 50 feet.
Just straight north?
Yep, where everyone else is going.
Make a shovel.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. Tizal?
Gonna fly 65 feet toward council.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. You catch up to council.
What's up, dude?
What up, bro? And I'm gonna hold an attack action if anything pops out that's hostile.
Okay.
Your movement is 65?
Yeah, when he's flying, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'm a bird.
I have heard that is indeed the word.
It is indeed.
Tizal sticks his talon in his own eyeball.
All right, Revan.
I am going to move the tentacle north 30 feet. So is that pit
10, 15,
the
20.
pit we spoke of earlier? Or what looks to be a pit?
No. No,
Is it-
it's just a
the
depression.
hole is this way, a long ways.
Okay, so what is that? Just a depression in the sand?
Yeah, it's just natural formation of the sand.
The sand is sad because you hit it.
That's anxiety more than depression.
Okay, so that, yeah, if that was 30, then I am going to go north. I'm going to go north. How do I want to do this? I'm going to go northwest 60 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. When you get about 45 feet, Revan, I would like you to make me
So I do want to say, too, I'm not going onto the mound. I want
that's
to
fine.
circumvent the mound. Okay.
Yeah. When you get to this point, you immediately sink 3 feet into the sand.
Is that a sand trap?
And you are now considered restrained.
Oh no!
They're antlions.
It might be.
Am I within 10 feet of the tentacle?
No, you are not.
Save me, Tentabro.
No,
Tiz,
it is
Tizal,
about 15 feet away.
Tizal looks at council and says, "It's better this way."
Not your turn, you can't talk.
Yeah, Tizal.
Oh my gosh.
Revan's dying words are, "Screw you, Tizzle! Yar!"
Oh my goodness.
He's like, "Ar yar fiddly being a pirate is right."
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. All right, Wander, you big snack, you.
And can I? Is it pretty clear that Revan's sinking down?
It is. You all, well, actually, Council and Tizal, you do not notice. Felix and Wander, you watch Revan walk and then just immediately start sinking into the sand.
Okay.
It's better this way. Oh my goodness. It's not your turn. You can't talk. This is fun. Oh, there's one called Goblin Attack?
I have a question. I would like to extend my tail to Revan so he can
Okay.
grab onto it and climb out at his leisure. Would
Okay.
that be movement or an action or?
So you could move up, and if you think that you're at the edge of where you would start sinking, maybe, or something, you could stick out. You could extend your tail to try and reach him, give him something to hold on to.
I will do that. I will move halfway in between Council and Revan.
Sinking into the sand, that wasn't an attack action taken against me, was it?
No, it's not.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just thought I'd ask.
Wander.
Yeah, then I extend my tail for Revan to climb.
Due to being a larger creature, as you get closer to Revan, you sink 2 feet into the sand.
Mm-mm.
Luckily, you're huge, so there's still a lot of you sticking out. You have not used. Do you still want to stick out your tail for Revan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now, Council and Tizal, you would notice that Wander, the giant snake, has gotten closer to, or has come up on your left-hand side, and he has sunk into the sand quite a bit.
Yeah.
This is not the mood I was going for.
It sums up what's happening, I think.
Goblin attack. For sand
Like
goblins.
some carnival music.
Eldari sounds good.
So then, is Wander restrained?
Wander is considered restrained.
Okay.
Okay.
Council. You notice
I Council sighs and pulls out his rope. Quickly ties a torch to the end of it so it's easy to hold, like a handle,
Okay.
and then throws it towards Revan and Wander.
Make me a ranged attack without your proficiency modifier.
13 plus 5, 18.
Do you want it to land like in between them, closer to Revan, closer to Wander?
Closer to Revan?
Okay. So you whip it out into the sand, and yeah, the torch lands basically right next to Revan.
Okay.
And it is conveniently like over the top of Wander.
Okay.
So either
And
one
then-
of them could grab the rope.
And then he kind of leans back slightly to put himself at an angle. So if he were to get tugged, he would kind of go into the sand like a tent pole.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. I gotcha.
And then he just says, "Pull yourself out."
Felix.
I'm going to move 25 feet, kind of up towards where Council and Tizal are.
I'm going to get
There
a
you
drink.
go.
Beer back.
Is Revan within 25 feet of me? Or not 25, 60.
He is within 60 feet of you, yes.
Okay, I'll cast Levitate on him.
Okay.
So he rises vertically up to 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration of the spell.
Okay.
If he is unwilling, he can make a Constitution saving throw, see if he isn't affected.
When you cast it on him, he does not move.
Oh, so he is stuck.
He is stuck firmly.
Well, if he breaks free, he'll still be on him.
Yeah, so he has levitate cast on him. So if he can get out, then he can fly out.
Just float up like a balloon.
Yeah.